Welcome back to Brisket Medic. We're going to be doing some amazing chicken wings on our Weber kettle. You don't want to miss it. These chicken wings are going to be absolutely delicious and amazing. We actually started it a few hours ago by placing our chicken wings, bottom in the frozen section, comes in a bag ready to marinate, and adding a jar of pickle juice to them and letting it marinate just like that for a while. That pickle juice is going to be a brine, and you're going to really enjoy the outcome of it. Let's go ahead and get those pulled out. They've been sitting in there for a few hours. I wouldn't do this for more than 4 or 5 hours, but a minimum of an hour. And we're going to hit them with a coat of Uncle Steve's Competition Bird Shake. Just a light coat. Less is more on these because we're going to be layering flavors, and it's going to be outstanding. Let's get them out. We're going to get started by just taking our marinated chicken wings. See, it's in that pickle juice down there, and taking them out and laying them out on our wire grate here. Hey, you got an extra tip on that one. We'll pull them off and we'll trim all that good stuff off of there. Let me get these trimmed up. We'll be ready to season them. Alright, nothing fancy on our trim up. We're just taking some of this excess skin, getting it lobbed off. We don't need that. Make it easier to cook. Cook a little evenly, a little more evenly that way. Big old chunk of fat right there. Again, this isn't necessary. You don't have to do this. You can cook them as is. I just like them to cook a lot more even than how this is presenting. I don't even think I'm going to cook that one. It's falling apart so bad. Pickle chunk here and there. Little chicken nugget hanging off of this one. Alright, I think that's good enough. So let me get these tossed. Then, like I said, we're going with a light coat of Competition Bird Shake. Flip and repeat. And we're just going to let this sit in the fridge while we get our Weber started. So, yeah, let me get these put in the fridge, and I'll bring you over to the Weber and show you how we get it started. I feel like the best setup for cooking on a Weber kettle when you're cooking chicken wings is going to be having all your coals and fire concentrated in the center, much like you would get with a Vortex cooking accessory. I used to have a Vortex cooking accessory. It was a dog bowl that I just cut a big hole out of the middle of it, and it worked great for a few years, but it was so thin I burned it up pretty quickly. But I found doing it like this works decently. Not just as good, but it gets the job done. Let me show you how I get that set up. So as you can see, in the center we've got our coals concentrated, and then I've got two tumbleweed fire starters in the very center, and that's going to really concentrate all the heat right here in the middle, and that way we can line the edges with our drums and our flats and all that good stuff all the way around the edges. Fire in the center. So let's go ahead and get this lit up. Let's go ahead and get the grates put back on it so that we can get those nice and clean before chicken goes on. Make sure your lid is all the way open, your bottom all the way open as well. This is our second cook on this cooker today, so got a little ash in the bottom. We're just going to let that burn. I'm not going to put the lid on it yet for another 5 minutes, and then about 5 minutes after that I'll put the lid on and let it burn for another 5 to 10 minutes, and our chicken will be ready to put on. It's been about 10 minutes, folks. These chicken wings are ready to go on the grill. I'll show you how I like to throw them down. Basically what I like to do is line the entire outside edge with wings, and what we're going to do with our top, because of the vents on one side, we're going to spin it 90 degrees every 12 minutes when we check on our wings and give them a little bit of a butter spray. So let's go ahead and grab them out of the fridge and set them down on here. So like I've said, we got those set on there all the way around that outer edge. We want to make sure that it's not too close to the fire. We don't really want to burn it because it's going to get really hot. And every 10 to 12 minutes, I am going to be turning that lid about 90 degrees so the heat and convection will be equally distributed throughout the whole cook. I think this is going to take about 45 minutes to cook. So we should be good to go at changing it every 10 to 12 minutes. Every time we do that though, I am going to hit it with, I can't believe it's not butter spray. Usually guys use duck fat and I'm all for that. It gives an amazing texture, but in this recipe, I'm using this not only for a texture, but also for flavor profile. So we're going to be spritzing it with that every 10 to 12 minutes. We'll be pulling them when they temp out at about 185 degrees. All right, folks, it's been right around 40 minutes since we started. Every 10 to 12 minutes, I've been rotating the top and spritzing everything down with I can't believe it's not butter. And these things are looking really nice. I did flip them over about halfway through so we can get even cooking and coloring all the way around our wings. We're going to be glazing them up now for the last 5 to 10 minutes with equal parts Blues Hog Championship blend and the original Bird Bath Peach Mango Habanero. I did mix it in the bottle. We're going to glaze these up. We're going to let them sit for 3 to 5 minutes, flip them over, do the other side, glaze them up, let them set for 3 to 5 minutes, and these will be done and ready to go. They're probing right around 180 right now, so when they're done, they're going to be right around 200 degrees. They're going to be outstanding. Let's get them glazed up, flip them, glaze them, finish them up, let them rest for 5 minutes or so we don't burn our mouths when we take in the meats. That's not right. Let them rest for about 5 minutes so we don't burn our tongues when I'm sticking the... Let's just let them rest before we eat them so we don't burn our mouth. All right, folks, these wings are done, and I know I said we needed to wait and let them cool off before we eat them, but can't. Look at that, though. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's hot. Ooh, juicy. Let me tell you, when you get a wing around 200 to 205 degrees, they usually aren't that juicy. That brine really helped out, and it shines through with an aftertaste at the end. You get just a little bit of hint of pickle. But that layers of Unclestevesshake is perfect. Remember, less is more when you're layering. Remember, always eat your veggies. If you like that, make sure you hit like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Make sure you comment down below how you like to eat your wings and what you cook them on. And as always, drink more water, folks. Love you.